My name is Maggie, and I'm going to show you how I give Grandpa his medicine. So if you want to look down here at this page, there are 8 o'clock, noon, 4 o'clock, and 8 o'clock instructions, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I already got Grandpa started on his albuterol, so I'm going to check with a pen that works preferably. Albuterol. Now I'm going to crush up all these crunchy pills, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So first, I get my pill cruncher, and I make sure that it's dry. And now I'm going to start to put his medicines in there and check them off as I do it. So this is his pain medicine. And then the Mucinex. And then hydralazine, which is in his brown box over here. I'm also looking for his pantoprazole or whatever that stuff's called. That's the hydralazine. And there's the pantoprazole. So this guy and this guy. Okay. Now I'm going to start up hot water on the sink. Shake it up. Ooh, ooh, shake it up. Okay. So this is pretty hot because that's going to help dissolve things better. And by the time I get it into his belly, it's going to be cooled down anyway. So I'm going to grab one of these and I'm going to see if it's run smoothly because I'm going to need it to run smoothly. All right. So, well, let me make sure I've got all the medicines. Got that one and that one. So I still need the Miralax and the Carafate. So we're going to do that in a second. But first, let's crush these pills. Crush, crush, crush. Turn, turn, turn. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Till you can't turn anymore. Open it up a little, give it a little shake, and then turn it again. Okay. If you look down in there, you can see that it's crushed pretty goodly. I think I might do it one more time. Just really want to. Okay. Now the one thing that I like to do, I want to give it time to dissolve. Okay. So I was doing that in a glass of water before, but I didn't think that that worked as well as this. So this is what I do. I put one finger over the bottom of the syringe, okay? And then I toss in that powder. Tap, 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 tap. Okay? And there's not a whole lot of residue left in there, but maybe a bit. So I'm going to pour a little bit of hot water in there. Swirl it around and pour it in, followed by some more hot water. About to, not quite the one, maybe right around the one. Now I think this is a little bit of the hard part. I take this, still got my finger there so nothing comes out. I take this and I can't push it all the way through because I'm covering it up with my finger. So I just have to kind of force it in there a little bit. Then I'm going to flip it over and it's going to want to squirt out of the top. So I'm going to keep my finger on it, okay? And turn it around. Now if you look right here, you can see all that medicine is still up in the top of that the top of the syringe here. So I'm going to get a toothpick and poke it down in there. Special shout out to my camera lady. She's a cutie pie. So I'm not going to do this quickly. I'm going to do it gently. Ooh, did you hear that? That's pretty fancy. And push it in there. Okay. That just fell down in kind of a clump, which is great. Keeping that toothpick nearby while I do my next fun step, which is letting some of that air out by pushing the plunger up. Okay, not all of it. Then I put my finger over the top. Shake, 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 do 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 do. Shake, 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 do 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 do. Shake your medicine, do 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 do. Shake your medicine, do 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 do. Oh, look, it's still in the top, so I'm gonna flick it and poke it. Oh, sorry.
Getting it on the camera, lady.
Well, you deserved it. So I'm still gonna shake it. And because it's a little on the hot side, it tends to dissolve a little bit better. But I'm gonna put this, in a minute, I'm gonna put this directly into Grandpa's tube. And right before I do it, I'm gonna shake it because there's still some residue in there. And then I'm gonna rinse it out and push it through again. And I'll show you that when the time comes. But that's our medicine syringe. And that'll stand right up like that. Now for this particular feeding, I need to give him some Miralax. So I have that sitting there. I'm gonna get my little cup. And we do a capful up to the white line. Dump that in the cup. And then you need some water. I feel like a scientist. And mixing it up. The toothpick kind of takes too long to do this. I usually use a spoon. But I keep walking away from the camera, and I feel like that's a disappointment to my viewers. So, yeah. So I'm mixing it up. It's pretty well dissolved. Pretty clear. Grabbing another syringe. And again, I'm going to test it and make sure it's got a good smooth slide. That's a little tough to do. So I'm going to throw it away and get another one because we have tons of these. We're never going to run out. There you go. Peeking in on Grandpa, making sure he's doing his breathing treatment, and he is. Okay, good. Now, look how smooth this is when you first get it. There's a little extra piece in there and a lid that you got to take off, but so much smoother when it's brand new. Okay, so I'm going to swirl that Miralax a little more, and I think I'm going to go ahead and add the Carafate to it. So for the Carafate, you just unscrew the lid, put the little syringe in there, like that. Come on, you. She don't want to get in there. What's the matter with you, girl? Get in there, I say. I busted it. Did I put the... This probably won't work. Never tried this before. Yeah, that didn't work. This is a new bottle of Carafate and a new lid. Do you need a toothpick? Let me try. This is the previous syringe that we had used. Let's see if that one fits. Oh yeah, that one fits. So turn that over and draw it up. We gotta do it a little bit slower to get air bubbles in there, which is what I just did. So now, get the air bubbles out. Flick, flick, flick. Squirt to the ceiling. Again, like I said, 10 milliliters. Okay, down the hatch. Now, this is going to be really thin. I don't think it's all going to fit in one syringe, so I usually put it in one syringe and then take the little cup in there with me and give him the rest of that, just pour it in with the food. And I think that works pretty good. Yeah, so the idea is to, some of the stuff that we're going to give him needs to be under pressure. so that if there's any clogs that want to try to form in the tube, then the force will cause it to push on through. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So for a typical feeding, you're not going to have this. This is only for the nighttime ones. You do the Carafate every time, but you can just squirt that right into his food as it's draining into his tube. The only thing I need now is I'm going to need to be able to do a flush when I get started. And if I recall correctly, this guy does not want to do his thing anymore. It's just a matter of rubber being a natural fiber, so it absorbs water and gets swollen. But I'll get one more syringe. And this is what we use for the first flush when we go in there. Oh, I punched myself. Okay, so now I'm going to double check, make sure I've got everything prepped. Do I have Mucinex? Yes. And I have Carafate, and I have Miralax. So that's everything he needs for his 8 o'clock. I was asking him when all this stuff started if he wanted pain medicine. Now I just go ahead and give it to him at every feeding. So let's take all our stuff in there. So we've got meds that we crushed. We've got the liquid meds. We've got some hot water, an empty syringe, and his food. Sometimes you have to make more than one trip. And I like to put this towel in his tummy so that when I inevitably drip, it won't get him all wet. So we stop this video now because that's the prep stuff. And then we'll start again when we're in his room to do his feeding.